Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Come to you live from our comfy couch here on the Ask Us here. That's the Gaming Saloon reviews for October 5th, 2024, with your host, Peacemaker2448 and Ramp It Up Salon.
Hi.
It's Drive. We get to talk about Drive on the 10th anniversary of Drive premiering by some miracle.
I mean, is it actually, or did we miss it by like a few hours?
I think it technically still is.
Okay.
Maybe. It might technically be the day after. But it would be the 10th anniversary for us because of time zones. Yeah, no, it still would be because the episode would have aired for us on the Saturday, but it technically would have been the Sunday there. So yeah, it's still the 10th anniversary, I believe.
Okay.
Thinking in two time zones sucks. I had to do that for like 4 or 5 years in college. It was not fun.
Yeah, but
and that's an hour.
computer.
Oh no, what was your computer doing?
No. You just computer.
Yeah.
Set up 2 different clocks.
I did. I actually had 3 clocks set up because I had a clock for home, a clock for school, and a clock for superhero time. And now I just have the clock for home and a clock for superhero times. So I could just pull it up and be like, okay, what time is it in Japan? Oh, it's that time. I don't know why more people just don't do that.
Because people don't think about it.
Yeah, because I swear some people are like, wait, when does superhero time air? And I'm like, it airs at the same time all the time, except when it's daylight savings time. And then it is an hour earlier than that. You could set up a clock that tells you the time in Japan.
Nah, that's too hard.
In real time.
Nah,
You don't have...
Probably not just buttons and those.
Yeah. I do have to tell you about this fake ass rumor for Drive anniversary content before we get rolling in our episodes. Tell me if you feel like you know this plot from somewhere. So a 10th anniversary Drive movie about Shinosuke Eiji. Tamari has a cameo. Belt-sun has a son called Belt-chan. Eiji will transform into Kamen Rider Drive Jr. Chaser returns as Neo Chaser. Go Dice. Bear in mind, this is a fake rumor that someone just made this shit up and just threw it on the internet.
I feel like I should, but
this sounds like someone took parts of the plot of like O's core, like the O's 10th anniversary movie, and applied it to Drive. I think specifically the Go Dice part. Not dies heroically, not dies anything. No, just dies. He just keels over and dies.
sounds about right.
And I assume Drive Jr. would be a green Drive because they have a Photoshop picture of like a Drive plushie that is like a light green. And it's not Kamen Rider Brain, no. No, it is regular Drive suit.
Just green.
Yeah, a light green. I don't know why it would be light green when he has a canonical rider form. He's technically Dark Drive because that is him in the future as that Drive. Apparently, the Zukon confirms that the Paradox Droid Mude in Surprise Future kills Eiji in the future and steals his drive driver, which means that drive is
Actually
his.
exists.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, but Toei plus continuity, I could totally buy that.
Yeah, also there are two different Zucon listings for Edgy, I believe. There is Baby Edgy, and then there's Surprise Future Edgy. So I think they might treat them as two different people now. They've pulled the trunks. But yeah, it is 21 through 24, and I actually forgot. I don't think my review covers a bit that's in 23. So I'll mention it when we get there, because I didn't even think about it. I didn't watch all the way through past the previews for it. There's a bit in 23 that will be relevant in 2 weeks. But I guess any thoughts on the drive before we get into the recaps and all that?
No, besides the fact that I think this is one of the few times that I've actually watched the early.
I spent an early Friday morning watching all 4 episodes because I couldn't sleep.
Sounds about right.
So we will kick off with episode 21, What Can Be Spoken by the Irregular Dead. We kick off with the case of 5 people have been found dead by different circumstances all at the same time, and they were all killed at the same time. And Oda believes this is suspicious, so he takes it to the team to help figure it out. Kyo heads off to do work at home. I think the chief's... Is the chief busy yet? No, he's not busy yet. But Oda's like, I have a suspect. It turns out to be Chase because he was spotted nearby one of the crime scenes. So him and some rando cop are going to go and talk to Chase. That will end perfectly fine. Absolutely. He will not murk them both. We also see that Chase has gotten an upgrade. He can do a bit of Ora now. With his gun. Brain is upset about this because more or less Medic is stealing his spotlight, and he's just upset about it. I forgot how petty the both of them are at each other.
Right?
Like they are absolutely petty fighting each other, basically over Heart, and Heart's like, guys, I love you both. Yeah, I have 2 hands. It's okay. It's fine. Stop petty fighting each other. Because Heart doesn't even get mad at either one of them. He's just like, oh, these two bickering and moaning at each other. That's just how it is with us. But yeah, Chase gets informed of Oda and the other cop arriving to talk to him. He blows them off and then proceeds to throw one cop into some barricade somewhere, and then throws Oda through a whole bunch of garbage and shit. Holy shit. Oda took a bump and a half and is still kicking. But that's when Tamari and Kiriko show up. Tamari and Kiriko try to talk to him. Doesn't work. Go shows up, fights him in dead heat as Tamari evacs the 2 cops. And now Oda sees that, oh, Mach is the white one and Drive is the red one. It even gets their names now. Hooray. As Go fights him, Kiriko tries to shoot Chase, but she can't do it because she still thinks there's some bit of proto-drive in him. But that's when Tamari shows up transformed. I think, does he do his big thing? No, Medic shows up. I was getting mixed up for a second. No, Medic shows up now and is like, we're busy now, bye. And then just sticks a Reaper, one of their Reaper goons on him. Mach blows him up. Back at station, Oda tells the rest of the team about the 2 riders and thinks there's 2 more, except there's not. Except in the stage show, because that's the thing they do in the stage shows, where some of the other characters become the other forms. I forget who becomes Wild and Technique in that stage show. I'd have to look. But eventually Tamari realizes that the 5 people that got murked are 5 old, like, people, or 5 people related to old Roidmute cases. And as he's looking into it, they rise from the grave. Or wait, no, that's next episode. My bad. I am skipping ahead apparently.
Apparently.
Yeah. Essentially, the shift cars get dispatched to go investigate in groups. Tamari and Kiriko also head out to investigate. Unfortunately, all of the shift cars get intercepted by Medic and whammied, and now they're under her control. And eventually, Tamari and Kiriko get pulled to some, I think, the same lighthouse area that's from like Movie War Core. Just not on like the walkways from that movie, just in like the little like plaza area that's down below. But Chase shows off his fancy super slowdown mode that he can engage, so that even, as we'll see, even in dead heat, Tamari and Go have a hard time keeping up. Meanwhile, Go's stuck fighting Hart as Medic just watches on the sideline. Eventually, Go has to throw Tamari dead heat so he can keep up, but it's still not enough. And that's when Krim has to go, time to pull out the secret weapon. It might kill you. And Tamari's like, well, it's better than dying the chase. And so he pulls it. We see it for a second, and then the episode cuts. But I don't know why, especially with how this next episode starts. It's so weird. But anyway, episode 22, how can I use the F1 body to fight? Tamari and Kiriko are back at the office. Tamari is in a neck brace because, oops, his new form type formula damn near broke his neck because too fast, not used to it. But he managed to use it to evac himself, Kiriko, and the shift cars. Riene is cleaning the shift cars to get them unwhammied, so they're all out of action. So it's basically down to Tamari and Go and whatever their regular forms are. Rina is also working on a solution to like help Tamari fight with type formula and not use its finisher that will break his neck. She opens Harley's gift from a few episodes ago, and it's, is it? Oh God, I can't remember the name of the food now. Oh, aren't those Twinkies? They look like Twinkies. But she has like a box full of the snack thing that she eats. We'll find out later that the wrappers are hiding a bunch of formulas and all that stuff that she can use to make stuff. But now the 5 victims rise from the morgue and they storm the office. They kidnap Kiriko and run away. The chief manages to kill one of them and turn him in the dust because he threw one of the shift cars at it. And he thinks he murdered a person. And I don't think anyone really corrects him on that. But at this point, Go runs out. Another one of them kills them. That's when him and Tamari realize that, oh, these are just copies. These are just husks of dirt and dust that Medic put together to like pull them into a trap. That's when Tamari finds out about Kiriko being kidnapped, and Go is already inbound. Chase murks the other 3 copies when he gets Kiriko and is about to walk away with her, but then Go shows up and manages to undo his programming a bit, and he starts to realize, wait, why am I doing a hostage bit? That's stupid. Why am I doing this? What is wrong with me? And that's like goes get Kiriko, and eventually Medic shows up and is like, we will fight later, bye. Later, Chase gets readjusted, so now he'll just attack anyone Medic tells him to, which means he'll go and rampage around city to pull out Tamari, so the 2 of them are gonna have their final fight. Also, more petty bullshit between the 2 of them as Medic burns Frank's little handkerchief that he uses as a stress ball. again, they are incredibly petty to each other, and I enjoy it. But we catch up with Chase rampaging through the city. Tamari shows up with Kiriko. Kiriko tells Tamari, "Is like, just do it. There's nothing left of him at this point. Just go." And so Tamari fights Chase one last time. They go back and forth for a bit. He does his super slow down move. Eventually, the trailer gun shows up with Formula, and we get to have Formula proper this time, along with the trailer gun. And they blow up Chase. And we also see a smaller explosion that we assume is his core. I don't think we're ever told what exactly blew up. I kind of assume it's like some like adjustment or piece or part or something Medic installed on him that blew up, since he's going to turn good after this. But otherwise, I have no idea, other than they just wanted a smaller explosion to fake you out for 5 minutes that Chase is dead. Even though they have a way for roid mutes to survive like a single explosion, and you could have just done that. Anywho, at the office, everyone clears up and stuff, and we end with Kiriko like going home at night, and she ends up finding Chase under the bridge, not dead, but kind of out of it. So how do you feel halfway through? Tommy, you there? Hello?
My bad.
Oh, okay. So how do you feel about how do you feel through the first half?
I mean, I honestly kind of still been digging Drive kind of deal again.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I am being reminded. Oh God, this show is really good. I forgot how much I like this show. Like, there is a reason it is that high on my tier list.
There's a reason there's not much that beats it.
Mm-hmm. But I guess any other thoughts before we hit our second half?
No.
All right, then. Episode 23, Who Can Stop the Hoax Smile? Heart, Brain, and Medic are having their conversations. Brain and Medic continue to be petty to each other. Heart is just like legitimately like sad that Chase is dead and even still has the proto drive shift car. I didn't even think that he would have that until like I was watching the episode. Then I'm like, wait a minute, what is he holding? Rewind. Oh, he has the proto drive shift car. Yeah, I guess that would make sense. He would have that. But Kiriko's going to be in the background for the next couple episodes, trying to get Chase healed up using Matt Doctor and telling Matt Doctor to keep it between us, which he's fine. He's just happy to operate on people in the very painful manner that he does. Because, you know, she tries to use him to heal Chase, and he doesn't appreciate it very much. Our case ends up being a series of explosions that have notices sent out before they happen. The police try to clear the area and try to find the bomb. They can't find it, and then the explosion happens. So it's a big old mystery and stuff. Tamara and Go are brought in to figure it out. Next one ends up being at a Ferris wheel, or at a park. The cops eventually pull out. Tamari and Go investigate around. Go's kind of not feeling it and is kind of like just slowly looking around and stuff. Tamari just spots some guy like out on the edges, like trying to videotape the explosion, and tries to question him, and he kind of just runs off. Go ends up taking an explosion to the back. And as Tamari heads in. They try to fight the Roid Mute, but he has what seems to be invisible explosions. But as thanks to Go's like stop power, it turns out to be darts. After they get patched up and stuff, when the Roid Mute runs off, another threat comes in. Tamari interrogates the kid to try to get some info out of him. Not much. They do eventually figure out that the Roid Mute is sending these missiles or darts to cause the explosions at the time they happen, so that there is no bomb to find to start with. So Tamari and Go have to team up to take out the 4 missiles this guy launches to try to like destroy 4 locations at the same time. Tamari's doing it in Formula while Go's keeping the Roid Mute busy when Dead Heat. This is where we get the Formula support team of Monton, Jackie, and Spanner. Yeah, Spanner. Which don't do a whole lot over the course of the show, if I remember right. At least 2 of them don't. I think Monton gets used the most. But Tamari's able to take...
I think Spanner gets used the most.
Probably.
I think the other 2 just exist.
Yeah.
And by that, I mean we pretty much get to see all of their use, I think, by the end of these 2.
Yeah. One lets Tamari go faster. One gives him a jack. The other is basically a melee weapon for Formula. That is probably hard to use because of the big stupid nose they put on this. And I'm just like, I have softened on Formula, but I still think they should have. The chest is not good.
The chest isn't. But does it also not kind of give off somewhat Final Form vibes?
A little bit, yeah. And considering the context within the series, it kind of is meant to be until they are like, how do we power up Drive more? What if we fused him with the car?
Well, I mean, I feel like Trideron always was in the idea kind of deal, but I almost wonder if maybe there was a draft at like early on where Formula actually was the final form, because it feels like that.
I can believe that because it's also like the weird distinction with the support team of being the only ones that we have the full tire designs for in Trideron, but we never see the Trideron like mix up tire for them.
Well,
which that's the thing.
And the fact that the support cars for Formula barely get used, and we have 3 of them, which is what's needed for the tire combinations for Trideron.
Also, I'm pretty sure that the drive driver has 7 of them programmed in there. We don't have names because they all just go Formula 01, Formula 02, Formula 03. But there's like 7 of them in the damn drive driver for some reason. At least I think it's 7.
Yeah, that's one of those that's always kind of not really stood out to me until this watch, and then it's like, you know what? Yeah, it almost feels like Formula was supposed to have been the final form. Mm-hmm. Not story-wise, just design-wise. It's almost like they designed the forms first and then built the story around it. And Trideron was the afterthought kind of deal, along with the 3 supports for Formula. Because you think if Formula was the final form, it wouldn't need the support shift cars.
Yeah.
So it's also one of those I'm like, And on top of that, we have 3 support shift cars. The Formula cannon only needs 2 shift cars besides the Formula shift car.
Yep.
Why would it not need 3 if there was an importance for 3 of them?
Yep. Also, just to say it, since I pulled it up on the wiki, there's an upgraded version of 010203, which there's an upgrade version of everything in the driver, regardless if it released or not. It's a weird thing about the driver, where there is this upgraded version of everything, but we only get speed, flare, and technically dead heat, but not in driver. Technically, that's in the mock driver. But then it's 00, 04, 05, 06, and 07. So technically, there is 5. They at least conceptualize 5 more support cars for Formula. Because I assume, like, whatever is not released in the driver is conceptualized at least, or at least, like, whiteboarded of like, oh, here's an idea of what we want to do in the future.
Or it could be add-ons or potential like kind of deal.
Yeah, like future-proofing stuff. That too. Which,
there again, would also kind of play into the what if Formula at one point supposed to Final Form.
Mm-hmm.
Because it would make sense then to have additional fifth cars with Formula that were movie.
Yeah. I feel like Drive is probably like the most interesting in terms of all of this unused content, because it's like, it's not just like, oh, here's a bunch of these like forms and other associated gimmicks that just never got released. No, there's a whole platform of an upgrade system that is just never used. And like, no one else is like that.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't Drive... I don't know if it still is, but at the time, wasn't Drive one of the few drivers that had so many unused sounds? Like it had the most kind of deal?
Probably.
Because I feel like it had a crap ton of unused sounds.
I feel like, yes. I don't remember like Wizard's list, and Wizard would be the only list, honestly, because Forza, I don't think there's anything left in the Forza driver just because of how its system works. I honestly don't know if there's anything in the O's driver. To be perfectly honest, I've never heard of about anything being hidden in the O's driver, and the double driver has no electronics. So the only thing that could be in the double driver was in the memories. And all the memories function the same. So at that time, I'm just, I maybe something in Decade, but even Decade, I'm just like, I've never heard anyone like worry about what's in the Deca driver. And even if there was, like, oh no, it's this specific rider from this specific show, I guess. From back then.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think, and it might still, but I think it has one of the highest amounts of unused.
It's like 9 forms. Basically every like tire change shift car with a form change, so that's at least 15 or so.
Counting the tire combinations for Tri-Drone that don't get used in show 2.
Oh, this is just like the physical stuff. That is an additional 4. Yes, I think it'd be plus 4 on that. And then there's a bunch of miscellaneous ones. Like there is a shift drive that never got used. Hell, there's a shift Kikiter one. You know, Kikiter, that guy that debuted in the that had a movie come out in the and they did a crossover episode in the previous show. They apparently had a lot of faith in that movie. Also, just for those wondering, what about signal bikes? It's way less. It's like 5. There's like 5 signal bikes that we know about. And they're all signal changes. None of them are forms. Which makes the next episode funny. But shall we get to that one?
Yep. Yep.
Right.
Discord drops it again.
Thanks, Discord. Episode 24, What Can Keep Mach Running? But, oh, I guess I forgot to mention, they blow up the roid mute, but he gets saved by Brain. Also, at the end of the episode, after the episode previews, I believe the start of Kamen Rider Sango happens, where Kamen Rider Sango shows up in the past and murders Ichigo and Nigo as they ride off after defeating not Gel Shocker, because we're doing a continuity thing there. We'll talk about that more when we have to watch that movie in like 4 weeks. Anyway, 24. Brain upgrade start. Medic is angry about it. Kiriko checks in on Chase, who's like kind of out of it and stuff, because I guess all the brainwashing is done now. I guess taking a formula cannon shot to the chest will do that. Go is out of it. He does ask Rina, because his belt got destroyed in the last episode, like, hey, can I get an upgrade? And Rina's like, I don't know. You're kind of supposed to be the better driver. Don't really have anything planned at the moment. And Prim at this point's like, go. You don't need an upgrade. You just need to be better. At this point, the roid mute starts antagonizing the kid from the last episode, because, oh no, the kid was the one that, synced with the roid mute and caused all this shit to happen in the first place. Who could have saw that coming? Go tries to fight the roid mute, gets poisoned. Kiriko has to arrive with Mad Doctor and heal him. Thankfully, no one thinks that's suspicious after she's like, I've not seen Mad Doctor all day. I don't know where he is. And this randomly shows up with him. Granted, I think Ko's too busy being poisoned to death to care. Eventually, they bring the kid into the office. The chief babysits him while everyone else tries to stop the roid mute and stuff. Go gets a pep talk from Kiriko and Tamari, and he's in a better place now. Go goes off to fight the roid mute. Tamari will show up later and just like sticks around until Go's like, all right, I'm good. And eventually he just purposely like overheats, dead heat, and keeps going because he's essentially mastered like the out of control state of it. Hooray! So that gets to be his his final form basically for the rest of the show, because this is technically his final form. This I don't even know if this technically has a name, because I think back when I reviewed the show, it was called Dead Heat Burst, is I think what people were calling it, since all it is the different tire. But yeah, Go and Tamari kill the roid mute for good this time. Chase kind of like bounces off to go do his thing for the couple episodes. Go tells Rina not to worry about the upgrade because he's good, he's fine. He doesn't need an upgrade until his V Cinema, where he gets like the worst upgrade in a V Cinema. Or Go. And that is it. How do you feel about the back half?
Definitely different coming off of Formula's debut kind of deal. Definitely different.
Mm-hmm. I am a little sad that it's like, oh, Go's gonna get an upgrade. No, he just gets a different tire. That's it. Go. Poor Go. He's like right in the middle of like, hey, secondaries get like their own like unique final forms kind of type. technically the person after him gets a unique final form. The person before him doesn't, but he was never meant to anyway, so Unless we get into the long conversation of, does Lord Baron count as a final form? I'm surprised people don't bitch and moan about that more than the O's final form thing.
I feel like you can't count Lord Baron as a final form in the sense of a Kamen Rider final form.
Yeah.
It is a final form for the character that is just as equivalent to a rider form.
Yeah.
But I don't think you can actively count that. I think you would have to count his energy rider form, which quite frankly has one of the cooler transitions from base form to upgrade form.
Yep. I will also say I don't think Toei gives a fuck because of how often Lord Baron is just thrown into everything for Baron. Whether it's the card games, whether it's the games, whatever it is. Nope, there's Lord Baron. It is basically his final form. We do not care that it's technically a monster form. It is his. Because oops, he got super popular and well, he got lemon energy, but apparently that wasn't enough. So we have to like caveat in like here we have to use this monster form instead of at any point he's shown back up being like, hey, why don't we give him the Kachidoki form instead of fucking Zangetsu out of nowhere in some random literal stage play.
Because I mean, okay, good example to this, and it's actually in the card there. You know, we don't count the not Trideron heart form there as a rider final form. So even though technically that would be, why are we counting Lord Baron as a final form? Monster form. That Chase.
Yeah, Chase gets nothing. Poor Chase.
Really only ever gets a rider form. He does not get a final form. Story-wise, yes, he does. But physically, no.
Yeah, the only upgrade he gets is to his Machine Chaser form.
Yeah.
Which I think Battle Ride Genesis counts as his final form transition. Because he goes Super Machine Chaser for when you hit the final form button in that game. Which is weird. But I guess it makes sense because him in his not rider form could basically keep up with Tamari and go up to Formula. And then his rider form, I guess, can keep up with them through Trideron. I guess it's a Hirobi situation where it's like, yeah, he has the one form, but why does he need anything else? He's basically as strong as everybody else in that form.
Yeah. Which kind of, you bringing up Hirobi kind of sucks on Hirobi's part, but
yeah,
literally him and Thouser literally are the only two that didn't get any kind of form change. I'm not going to say final form or upgrade form kind of deal, because, I mean, neither one of them really needed that.
Well, Thouser did get a thing in the pre-Outsider specials and stuff, but he just got to wear the Arc Driver and just be Arc 1, but with a Thouser helmet. And it was for one special and then never again. And
I don't count Arc 1, period.
And then he technically got to be
Arc 1 was a mistake both in show and out of show.
Yeah. The other Thouser, the black Thouser suit, I forget the name of it. Zaya. He technically got to be Zaya, except not, because they didn't feel like, I guess, repainting the Thouser suit back, because they only had the one. So for the other pre-Outsider special, he was a black version of Thouser. That was basically the Zaya suit, but just his driver. What I'm saying is there is no more Thouser suit that they can really use. Which is dumb. Because he's like the last rider standing out of that cast that has shown up consistently besides Hirobi at this point. And I don't think Hirobi is Hirobi in Outsiders. I don't know. I have to binge watch Outsiders when the last episode comes out in December so I can rate it on the tier list. Because I might as fucking well at this point. Anywho, I guess anything else?
No.
All right, then. In 2 weeks, we are not going to cover the next 4 episodes of Drive. Instead, it's the first of a 3-parter, essentially. So in 2 weeks, we'll be covering, if you've been watching along with us, you'll have seen the episode preview for the 1-hour Shuriken Sentai Ninja and Kamen Rider Drive Summer Special. We'll be watching that, but along with it, we'll be watching the first 2 episodes of Ninja because I needed something else to make this the 2 hours of content that we watch. So there. But the second part of it will be us covering the actual movie that all that leads into, which is Kamen Rider Sango. And because we might as well, and I think it's kind of like the best thing to ever come out of any of these Summer Tyson films, we'll be watching Kamen Rider Gango, all 3 episodes of it. Because there's actually only 3 episodes. I thought there was 4. Because I double checked. But we'll be watching, that's our kind of like mini trilogy here in like the mid portion of Drive. And it'll be your first time watching the other 2 plus Ninja.
Yep.
I can't wait to hear how you feel about the red. Because, oh boy, he certainly tries the thing. And I'm just like, you do not have the capacity to pull this off. I'm sorry. Please stop. There's a reason I think I stopped watching the show after like 2 episodes or so. But anywho, between now and then, tomorrow it's a thing of some kind, probably.
Yes.
Next Thursday, we'll continue Valkyria Chronicles. Next Friday, we'll continue Witch Queen in Destiny 2. And then next Saturday will be TGS. We get to talk about Ubisoft possibly being bought out by Tencent. That's a real thing. Oh boy, amongst other stuff. So if you like what you're seeing, folks, drop a follow. We really appreciate it. Chipping away at that feel it go. !social in chat gives you all of our social handles. And !Discord and chat is this our link. Drop by, say hi. We'll see you tomorrow, folks.